When talking about the most impressive rookies so far in this 2022 NBA season, something is wrong if Evan Mobley's name isn't mentioned somewhere in the conversation. And that's for many reasons, but one of them is simply that it's not too often where we see a team that was bad enough to win a lottery pick become one of the best teams in the league the very next season, with help from the lottery pick. But that's literally the position Mobley's in. He's been a starter in every game he's played and is easily one of the Cavs' best players already. So yeah, his immediate impact is obvious. And as y'all can see from the title, it's led to a co-sign by one of the NBA's most well-respected vets in Draymond Green. Now I know Draymond isn't a lot of people's favorite player, his playstyle isn't super entertaining at all, but when it comes to his basketball opinions, he doesn't really miss. And recently, he put out a very bold tweet where he basically said that next year, Evan Mobley will be both an All-Star and the NBA's most improved player. Now, these are high expectations for someone only a little over midway through their rookie year. I mean, Mobley hasn't even finished his rookie season, and he's got a 3-time NBA champion praising him like this. So yeah, in today's video, we're going to look at Mobley's performance so far and if Draymond Green is right about his potential. But anyway, really quick before I move on, what's up YouTube? Plug Speaks back with a vid. If you're new, first of all, welcome, go ahead and sub. Also like the vid if you enjoy it. I upload 2 to 3 times a week and we're grinding for 5K, so I most definitely appreciate it. But back to the vid though. Alright, so when it comes to Evan Mobley's play this season, we've got to give credit where it's due as far as him living up to expectations early. Because, you know, even though this man didn't receive as much hype from the media as guys like Cade or Jalen Green, there's still a level of high expectations that comes with being the 3rd overall pick. And unless you're overly biased, I'm sure most would agree he's played better than both Cade and Jalen up to this point in the season. And that's not to say they're playing poorly. Mobley's just had more of an impact for his team. Look at his team's wins. And this shouldn't be overlooked. Cause y'all may have forgotten, but there was a lot of questions about what exactly the Cavs were doing when Mobley was drafted. Simply because they had recently traded for Jarrett Allen, Kevin Love is still on the roster, and it just didn't seem like they needed another center. Like, why are you drafting another big? But now it's clear they made the right choice. Evan Mobley's game is super versatile for his position, and he's already looking like someone approaching stardom sooner rather than later. As far as his numbers, he's averaging about 15 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks on 50% shooting from the field in 34 minutes per game. That's real solid for a rookie, and I'd argue those numbers don't even really do him justice. If you watch his highlights, it doesn't take very long to see that Evan Mobley prides himself on being a two-way player. So besides the efficient methods of scoring, he's capable of giving pretty much any team's best player a hard time when they're trying to score in the paint. He makes sure nothing comes easy. Earlier in the season, he had a chase down block on Tatum. He was like one of the first victims. Then in December, he dropped a career high 5 blocks versus the Bulls, including one versus Zach LaVine. And we all know how great of a finisher LaVine is. So, I mean, Mobley, he really does this. Not to mention the Cavaliers currently have the 4th best defense in the entire league. Obviously this isn't solely because of Mobley, but all I'm saying is that he plays a big part. So yeah, with everything I've said, it's no surprise Mobley's a leader in the Rookie of the Year race. However, whether or not he can really live up to the short-term goals Draymond just put out for him is a whole nother conversation. And I say this because although Mobley has played well, there's a few things I think he needs to improve on for him to become both an All-Star and MIP by next season. And he doesn't really have too much time. I mean, first of all, by no real fault of his own, the East is becoming a tougher and tougher conference to both win in and gain recognition in. Just look at Jaylen Brown. He was snubbed from the All-Star game even though he's having one of the best seasons of his career. And the East has a decent amount of good bigs. I mean, besides the obvious titans like Joel Embiid or Giannis, there's guys like Bam Adebayo or Vucevic who may not be having crazy seasons this year, but could definitely play at an all-star level if their roles changed a little bit. I mean, Vucevic is literally the third option behind DeRozan and Levine. If you think he fell off, you're mistaken. He didn't fall off. He just doesn't have to do as much. There's literally no need. So yeah, Mobley would have to surpass all of these guys I mentioned, and that doesn't even include outliers, like those players that just have crazy breakout seasons that almost no one expects. And I got a great example, Julius Randle's 2021. No one expected that, and this year he slowed down tremendously, with all due respect. But anyway, another reason why I can't really see Draymond's prediction coming to fruition is because of all the areas Mobley would need to become much better in. You know, right now he's a good defender, arguably elite, but he's a pretty average scorer. I mean, 15 points per game on 50% shooting is cool and all, but honestly, it becomes less impressive when you remember he's the center. Most of these points are the result of alley-oop dunks, post-up layups, and then a floater every now and then. Now, for a rookie, that's cool. Like I said before, he's still making an impact. But if we're talking all-star expectations by next season, there's a lot he'd have to fix. He'd have to vastly improve his three-point shooting, which he currently shoots 26% on 1 to 10 per game. And then his rebounding would need to improve as well. His current average of 8 rebounds per game isn't bad, but it's far from great. He's a 7-footer. And I'm sure he'll average like 10 rebounds per game with ease later in his career. But I don't know about next season. Because besides the obvious athletic factor, part of rebounding is just being strong enough to hold your own in the paint. Evan Mobley is a 7-footer who weighs 215 pounds. That's going to have to change. I'm not saying he has to add 100 pounds of muscle, that's crazy. But I do think he'll need a transformation, you know, similar to the one Giannis had. Giannis's rookie year photos versus what he is now is like night and day. So I just think he needs that to really maximize his potential. But yeah, before I end this video, let me say that just because I don't think he'll be an all-star next year doesn't mean I don't believe he's in store for a great career. The stuff he's already done as a rookie, it speaks for itself. He's blocking, he's getting blocks versus established NBA stars. So yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up. Y'all let me know if you agree with Draymond and how you feel about Evan Mobley's potential. Will he be an all-star next year, or why not? And yeah, I appreciate y'all watching as always. Like the sub, share it, sub if new, all of that, and I'm out.